One day, we will be history too.
Before we begin, just a quiet note. If long, unhurried explorations like this help you relax, or give your mind a place to slow down, you're welcome to subscribe. It simply keeps this space nearby whenever you feel like returning to it. When we talk about legacy, we often imagine something solid, a structure that remains, a name that survives, an idea that endures intact. But legacy is not as stable as we like to believe. Most legacies are not built. They are inferred. They are reconstructed from fragments by people who were never meant to understand us fully. This is true of the past, and it will be true of us. What we call legacy is rarely what a civilization intended to leave behind. It is what happened to survive. And survival is not a moral process. It does not preserve what mattered most. It preserves what resisted decay. This means that future interpretations of us will be shaped by accidents, by materials that lasted longer, by records that remained readable, by structures that happened to endure. They may think these things define us. They will be wrong, just as we are wrong when we reduce ancient societies to their ruins. The most important aspects of a civilization are almost never the ones that survive. Kindness does not fossilize. Understanding does not leave sediment. Moments of clarity do not turn to stone. Yet these moments are what shape lives. They are what give existence texture. When we accept this, our relationship with legacy changes. We stop trying to outlast time, and we start trying to be present within it. Impermanence is not the enemy of meaning. It is the condition that makes meaning possible. If everything endured forever, nothing would be urgent. Nothing would demand care. Nothing would matter now. It is precisely because things fade that they require attention. This is what ancient time teaches us, not through words, but through silence, through what did not survive. When we encounter gaps in the past, we often feel frustration. We want answers. We want certainty. We want a complete story. But the incompleteness of history is not a mistake. It is a reminder. A reminder that life was never meant to be fully archived. That experience does not exist to be preserved. It exists to be lived. Earlier civilizations may have understood this intuitively. They did not build for eternity because eternity was not their concern. They built for function, for meaning, for the moment they were in. And when that moment passed, they adapted, or they disappeared. Either way, time moved on. This does not make their lives insignificant. It makes them complete. Completion does not require endurance. It requires presence. This is a difficult idea for modern minds to accept. We are surrounded by permanence, or at least the illusion of it. We back up our memories. We duplicate our records. We attempt to secure ourselves against loss. And yet, we are more anxious than ever about being forgotten. Perhaps because we sense how fragile these systems really are. We know, somewhere beneath awareness, that nothing we build is immune. Not our technology, not our institutions, not our knowledge. All of it depends on continuity, and continuity has never been guaranteed. This realization can feel heavy, but it can also feel liberating, because if permanence is not promised, then we are free from the burden of trying to achieve it. We do not need to be remembered to matter. We do not need to endure to be meaningful. The value of a civilization is not measured by how long it lasts. It is measured by how it lives within its time, how it responds to uncertainty, how it treats vulnerability, how it balances power with care. These qualities do not survive deep time, but they shape lives while they exist. And shaping lives has always been the quiet purpose of culture. When we imagine the future looking back at us, we may feel discomfort. We may wonder what will remain. But perhaps this is the wrong question. Perhaps the better question is, what do we want to be, knowing that almost none of it will last? This shifts focus from outcome to intention, from permanence to presence, from legacy to responsibility. If we accept that we are already an ancient civilization in the making, then the urgency changes. We are no longer racing toward immortality. We are moving through a moment that will pass whether we acknowledge it or not. And within that moment, we have choices. We can choose to extract endlessly, believing we are exceptional, or we can choose to participate carefully, knowing we are temporary. We can build as if nothing will follow us, or we can live as if everything will. This is where acceptance becomes powerful. Acceptance does not mean resignation. It means clarity. Clarity about limits. Clarity about fragility. Clarity about what truly matters when permanence is removed from the equation. When we let go of the need to be remembered forever, we gain something subtle. We gain the ability to care deeply now. Not because it will last, but because it will not. This is the paradox of impermanence. It does not empty life of meaning. It concentrates it. Every moment becomes singular because it will never repeat, never. Every choice becomes significant because it cannot be undone. This is the kind of wisdom that deep time offers quietly, not through answers, but through scale. It places us within a vast continuum and asks us to decide how we want to exist within it. Not as conquerors of time, but as participants in it. As we approach the final part of this journey, we will bring everything together, not to conclude, but to rest. Because the deepest insight is not one that demands action. It is one that allows stillness. At the end of every long question, there is a moment where asking stops. Not because the question is answered, but because it no longer needs to be. This is that moment. We began by looking outward, into deep time, into silence, into the gaps where certainty dissolves. We wondered what might have existed before memory, before record, before permanence. But slowly, almost without noticing, the question turned inward. And now, standing here, the past feels less distant. Not because we understand it better, but because we recognize ourselves within it. We see that forgetting is not a flaw. It is the natural consequence of life moving forward. We see that disappearance is not failure. It is transition. And we see that meaning does not depend on endurance. It depends on presence. When future eyes look back at us, if they ever do, they will not see our intentions. They will see traces. They will see patterns without context. They will see artifacts without explanation. They will argue about what mattered to us. They will debate our intelligence, our priorities, our understanding. And they will be wrong in many ways, not because they are careless, but because distance distorts, just as it does now. This realization invites a gentle humility. We are not outside history. We are not observers of it. We are woven into it. Our lives are threads, brief, intersecting, unrepeatable. And when the fabric changes, the threads disappear. But the fabric continues. This is not loss, it is continuity. When we release the need to be exceptional in time, something softens. The pressure to outlast fades. The fear of being forgotten loosens its grip. And what remains is a quieter question. How do we live knowing that almost none of this will last? Not how do we preserve everything, not how do we carve ourselves into eternity, but how do we inhabit this moment with care? Because if permanence is not promised, then attention becomes sacred. Listening matters. Kindness matters. Understanding matters. Not because they will be remembered, but because they shape the present. And shaping the present has always been enough. Earlier civilizations may have known this, not consciously, not philosophically, but intuitively. They lived without guarantees. They adapted without certainty. They built meaning without permanence. And then they disappeared. Not erased violently, but absorbed quietly into the long movement of time. We will do the same. This does not empty life of significance. It fills it. Because significance does not require witnesses. It requires participation. And we are participating now. In conversations, in choices, in moments that will never repeat. One day, this moment will be unreachable, just as the deep past is unreachable to us. And that is not tragic. It is symmetrical. It reminds us that we are not standing at the edge of time. We are standing inside it, briefly, gently. When the idea that we may not be the first no longer threatens us, something opens. Curiosity without fear. Wonder without urgency. A sense that being part of something vast is not diminishing. It is grounding. We are not late. We are not early. We are on time for our own moment. is enough. So the question, what if we're not the first civilization on Earth, does not need an answer, because its purpose was never to conclude. Its purpose was to soften certainty, to widen perspective, to remind us that being human has always meant living briefly inside something much larger, and that meaning was never meant to last forever. It was meant to be felt, here, now, quietly.